Welcome to Driving Essentials. This is Ejecta. I wanted to try this game. It recently dropped down to $40. It was $60 when it came out, and there was no way that I was paying that much for it. So, we're going to give this game a shot, and we'll see how good it actually is. I've never played it before, but let's see what happens. Let's go right to lessons. The basics. Hey, Oof Army, how's it going? I have a feeling the loading screens on this game are going to be long. And I don't know why. Oh, alright.
Alright, so this is where your training begins. I'll be your instructor throughout the program, and we'll be here to help you every step of the way. You may already have some experience driving, or this may be your first time. Either way, I think you'll learn a few things before we're done. We'll start on this test track and practice some basic skills before we get on the road. Start by looking around your vehicle. Notice the other vehicles around you. It looks like you can see everything, but there are places around your vehicle you just can't see from the driver's seat. These are often called blind spots, and it's one reason why a car has mirrors. If you set them correctly, you can eliminate many of those blind spots. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, I think it's going to
So you start by setting the rear view mirror so you can see as much of the rear window as possible. It should look something like this. Then set the side mirrors as far out as you can, but where you can still see the side of your car, like this.
These are valuable lessons, at least.
Notice the life bar above. This is how you can keep track of your score during each lesson. Your score will decrease for each infraction, but will also recover as you drive along without making mistakes. Your life will completely deplete, and the lesson will end for any reckless behavior like getting into a crash, driving off-road, or excessive speeding.
I wish this game was
In every
made by
lesson, you'll be
Rockstar.
required to put on your seatbelt before starting your vehicle. Click on your seatbelt by pressing B.
Okay. Oh, seatbelt's on.
Okay, now start your vehicle.
I'm gonna hit the A to start our engine.
Use the D-pad to place the vehicle in drive.
Okay. Oh, why didn't that work?
Drive up to each stop sign and come to a complete stop before moving forward. You don't get credit for stopping unless you stop completely.
Told me to press the D-pad up and I had to press it down. Alright, so we have signals. Left and right signals are the bumpers. Brake and accelerator are the triggers. I want to take our seatbelt off while we're driving. I'll probably get in trouble. Alright, let's go. Now I gotta stop here. Oh, wow. This car handles very poorly. Alright, we stopped at the stop sign.
Alright, now let's practice steering. Follow the path around these barriers and, try not to hit anything.
Alright, here we go. The handling on this car is very... very extreme here. Okay.
See? You're already a pro.
Look at that.
Try using your turn signal before taking a left. Your turn signal will automatically shut off when you straighten out the wheel. We'll go over the use of turn signals in more detail in a later lesson.
Alright. Turn signal is on.
You can take a right and continue with the tutorial, or take a left and return to the parking lot. Notice you're not allowed to go straight. Do not enter signs are common, so keep an eye out or you may end up driving into oncoming traffic, which can be embarrassing, never mind dangerous.
Yes, definitely. So we're gonna go... Oh, we should have looked to the left. Yeah, always look to the left before you make the turn.
There are many road signs you'll need to become familiar with. We won't cover all of them in this course, so make sure to review them on your own.
That was
One
bad.
sign you should pay attention to right now is the sharp turn ahead, which is often accompanied by... This program is designed to help you learn to drive safely, so you'll have to follow traffic rules to the best of your ability. The lesson will end immediately if you drive recklessly, such as excessive speeding, crashing, or going off-road.
Oh, come on. No way! I have to start over?
Drive up to each stop sign and come to a complete stop before moving forward. You don't get credit for stopping unless you stop completely.
Alright. So we gotta put it back in the drive. And here we go. Oh! A little heavy on the acceleration there. And I just realized we don't have
All right,
any
now let's practice steering.
music now.
Follow the path around these barriers and, try not to hit anything.
There's no...
See, you're already a pro. Try using your turn signal before taking a left. Your turn signal will automatically shut off when you straighten out the wheel. We'll go over the use of turn signals in more detail in a later lesson. You can take a right and continue with the tutorial, or take a left and return to the parking lot. Notice you're not allowed to go straight. Do not enter signs are common, so keep an eye out or you may end up driving into oncoming traffic, which can be embarrassing, never mind dangerous.
So we lost vehicle audio and everything, and...
There are many road signs you'll need to become familiar with. We won't cover all of them in this course, so make sure to review them on your own. One sign you should pay. This program is designed to help you learn to drive safely, so you'll have to follow traffic rules to the best of your ability.
This is ridiculous.
The lesson will end immediately if you drive recklessly, such as excessive speeding, crashing, or going off-road.
Okay. So you have horses in the back. In the back of what? Are you pulling horses in a trailer?
Drive up to each stop sign and come to a complete stop before moving forward. You don't get credit for stopping unless you stop completely.
All right. Put it back in drive. Here we go. I got to pay attention to my speed, apparently, and it is not easy with this trigger. I have a steering wheel, but from what I read, you can't use
All right, now let's practice steering.
Which
follow the
blows my
path
mind.
around these barriers and, try not to hit anything.
All right, here we go. We're going around here. And we're going to slow down.
See, you're already a pro. Try using your turn signal before taking a left.
Left.
Your turn signal will automatically shut off when you straighten out the wheel. We'll go over the use of turn signals in more detail in a later lesson. You can take a right and continue with the tutorial, or take a left and return to the parking lot. Notice you're not allowed to go straight. Do not enter signs are common, so keep an eye out or you may end up driving into oncoming traffic, which can be embarrassing, never mind dangerous.
All right, we're taking a right turn, and we're going to watch our speed this time. These triggers are extremely sensitive. So speed limit is 45.
There are many road signs you'll need to become familiar with. We won't cover all of them in this course, so make sure to review them on your own. One sign you should pay attention to right now is the sharp turn ahead, which is often accompanied by a reduced speed limit.
All right, but that's a suggested speed limit, typically. It's not a mandatory speed limit.
In addition to road signs, there are also markings on the road that you'll want to pay attention to. A solid yellow means the other lane is for oncoming traffic and you shouldn't cross it. A dashed yellow line means you can pass, but use extreme caution.
Oh, I guess we skidded up to that stop sign. Using the right turn signal, and we're going to turn onto the road. 55.
A dashed white line means there are 2 or more lanes going in your direction, but there will still be a solid yellow line between you and any oncoming traffic lanes.
This is so weird without being able to hear the engine, and it doesn't sound like our sound's coming back, hopefully after this lesson. Oh, stop sign! Oh. Well, we'll use our right turn signal even though we're going straight now.
Notice the change in speed limit as we approach the final curve. This is because it's sometimes difficult to see around sharp corners, and you don't know what's waiting around the bend.
Oh, yeah, got people talking next to a broken down truck. Okay, coming up to this stop sign. Let's see if we can get through it without having to skid to a stop. Okay, we're stopping. Turn signal, we can look that way. And I believe the speed limit's still 35.
All right, up ahead, we'll try some parallel parking.
Oh, no.
Many people are uncomfortable with parallel parking, and it can be tricky, but I'll show you how to do it perfectly every time with 3 easy steps. Okay, step 1, pull up alongside the car in front of the space where you want to park. There are markings on the pavement so you know where to stop. Step 2, put the car in reverse. This overhead view should help. Turn the wheel to the right and point the rear of your car into the space. Step 3, continue backing. When your front bumper clears the other car, turn the wheel back to the left and continue moving back until your entire car is in the space. Check the overhead view to see if you've pulled all the way in. And if you find yourself not lining up, just pull back out and start over. Don't force it. It's better to try a few times than to risk hitting another vehicle. When you're done practicing and ready to leave, simply turn the wheel to the left and pull out the same way you came in.
All right, let's see. So we have that. I guess we just have to follow this overhead view that they're giving us. I do know how to parallel park. Oh, okay. And then, so different using a controller here. All right. Oh. All right. What do I do now? I got it. What's going on? What do I have to do? I parked. Am I not over far enough? Alright, let's get in here maybe. Alright, what are they making us do here? Now I'm kind of at a loss. We just parked the car. I got a point for good driving. I'm in between the lines. And this is a huge parking spot, by the way. It's not letting us finish. What do I have to do? It's not... Did I start too soon? Let's go back over here and see what they say. Alright, we're going to back up. Right into here. And then... stop. We got another point for good driving. And then we put it into drive. Oh, maybe I need to put it into park. That's park? I'm in park. I'm in between the lines. What more do they want? Oh, this is weird. We'll back up a little bit. Do they want us on that back line? Shut the engine off. Seatbelt off. Come on. Oh, there we go. We got our engine sound back. Wow, this is really strange. Alright, well, let's see what happens if we maybe reverse a little too much.
This program is designed to help you learn to drive safely, so you'll have to follow traffic rules to the best of your ability. The lesson will end immediately if you drive recklessly, such as excessive speeding, crashing, or going off-road.
It better not start me back at the beginning. Oh, wow.
Drive up to each stop sign and come to a complete stop before moving forward. You don't get credit for stopping unless you stop completely.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Is our seatbelt on? I'm assuming our seatbelt's still on. So, let me see this. Can we shut the engine? Okay. Start it. We gotta restart the engine so we have engine sound. Now we're gonna come up here. Alright. And we can't hear our car accelerate.
Alright, now let's practice steering. Follow the path around these barriers and, try not to hit anything.
Yep. Pretty familiar with this now.
See, you're already a pro. Try using your turn signal before taking a left. Your turn signal will automatically shut off when you straighten out the wheel. We'll go over the use of turn. You can take a right and continue with the tutorial, or take a left and return to the parking lot. Notice you're not allowed to go straight. Do not enter signs are common, so keep an eye out or you may end up driving into oncoming traffic, which can be embarrassing, never mind dangerous.
Yes. Yes, we know that now. Hey, 45 miles per hour.
There are many road signs you'll need to become familiar with. We won't cover all of them in this course, so make sure to review them on your own. One sign you should pay attention to right now is the sharp turn ahead, which is often accompanied by a reduced speed limit.
Yep. However, if that sign is yellow, it is suggested, and you don't.
In addition to road
down
signs, there are also markings on the road that you'll want to pay attention to. A solid yellow means the other lane is for oncoming traffic and you shouldn't cross it. A dashed yellow line means you can pass, but use extreme caution.
All right, we're slowing down this time. We're not going to skid through the stop sign. Right turn signal. There's cones there, so we don't have to look to our left. All right.
A dashed white line means there are 2 or more lanes going in your direction, but there will still be a solid yellow line between you and any oncoming traffic lanes.
Oh, the sound on this game is absolutely horrible. The sound effects they use for cars, ridiculous. Okay, we are coming up to the stop sign. We stop. Right turn signal. Look left. I did not run the stop sign.
Notice the change in speed limit as we approach the final curve. This is because it's sometimes difficult to see around sharp corners, and you don't know what's waiting around the bend.
I did not run that stop sign. Yes, we have people there. They're still there. I did not run that stop sign. Okay. Slow down. Stop. Turning right. And we're going to come up here.
All right, up ahead we'll try some parallel parking. Many people are uncomfortable with parallel parking and it can be tricky, but I'll show you how to do it perfectly every time with 3 easy steps. Okay, step 1, pull up alongside the car in front of the space where you want to park. There are markings on the pavement so you know where to stop. Step 2, put the car in reverse. This overhead view should help. Turn the wheel to the right and point the rear of your car into the space. Step 3, continue backing. When your front bumper clears the other car, turn the wheel back to the left and continue moving back until your entire car is in the space. Check the overhead view to see if you've pulled all the way in. And if you find yourself not lining up, just pull back out and start over. Don't force it. It's better to try a few times than to risk hitting another vehicle. When you're done practicing and ready to leave, simply turn the wheel to the left and pull out the same way you came in.
Oh, okay. So we parallel park and then we just leave. All right, well, I tried this earlier and I thought that it was going to like tell me, okay, hey, you parallel park. But apparently I just pull out and leave. But I did that too. I even went back to that stop. And it wasn't good enough for them. So we're going to put in drive, turn the car, we'll brake. We're in between the lines, but I like to be precise. We're gonna back up and put ourselves in there evenly, and we're there. We put it in park. Shut off our engine, and now we're there. Okay, so we did that. Starting the car, and put it into drive. We're pulling back out and we're stopping. All right, so now we're gonna go through it. No. Oh, okay, so I guess we just come over here.
Normal parking spaces are much easier, but choosing the right one is more important than you might think. When selecting a spot, check the space for other objects. Steer clear of any tight spaces, and try not to park in a space next to a light pole or other objects which might limit your space. Go ahead and pull all the way through, and shut down your car by putting the car in park and turning off the ignition.
Oh, we got our achievement. 50 points. Nice. Shut off the engine. Oh, wait, we gotta put it in park. Shut off the engine.
I think you're ready for the next lesson. You can run through the course again on your own, or escape out to go back to the main menu.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I don't need to do that again. Quit the lesson. I did not run that stop sign. Alright, now we go to lessons, and we can do lesson 2, scanning. Seeing is believing. Loading screens on this are pretty long. I was wishing this game was made by like Rockstar or something, so at least you could have a little fun with it, but they are taking this very seriously.
Okay, so you've learned some of the basics and become more familiar with your vehicle. Now for the most important lesson. It's a simple rule. Don't hit anything or anyone with your car. Might sound obvious, but think about it. If you can avoid hitting other objects and keep them from hitting you, you have all but eliminated being involved in a crash. Let me show you what I mean. Start your vehicle and take a right out of this parking lot.
Alright, seatbelt on. Engine started. We're in drive. We're gonna look over here. I have a feeling they're gonna like have us get hit by somebody. Right turn signal. Pulling out.
You may have heard other drivers who have been in a crash say, I didn't see it coming. Exactly, they didn't see it. That's why they got hit. The best way to see it coming is to constantly scan your surroundings. Scanning doesn't just mean looking around. It means searching for hazards in situations that could lead to a crash. It sounds simple, but there are some really effective ways of doing it.
You shouldn't pull out in front of traffic like that car just did up there. So we're going to stop behind them. Are they just going to run it? Okay, there they go.
When scanning, follow this pattern. Look in front of you for things you have to react to immediately.
Yep.
Then further down the road for any upcoming hazards.
Oh, I guess like
look to your left, also checking your left mirror.
Yep.
Then to your right. Finally, check your rear view mirror for any vehicles that might be coming up behind you. Okay, let's keep going.
Wow, cops everywhere. Alright, so we are good. Let's drive on through here.
Oh, hey, where are you going?
Oh, did he tell me to take a right? Alright. Oh, this is ridiculous. You have to start the lesson completely over. So, okay, that was my fault. I wasn't really paying attention. Engine started. We're in drive. Alright. Now, turning right. There we go. That's better. Okay, so they didn't make us start over from the beginning.
Scanning should be done continuously. You still focus most of your attention straight ahead, but rotate through all other areas every few seconds. You may need to think about scanning at first consciously, but after a while, it'll simply become a habit.
All right. We're turning left. We have green lights. And I have a feeling this light's going to stay red no matter what. Oh, no, it did turn green. Okay, I figured they were going to make it stop. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, and anytime you're going through an intersection, it's a good idea to make sure that nobody's going to run a red light and hit you.
Stop here. I want to show you something.
Oh.
Not all hazards are readily visible. But just because you can't see them, of course, doesn't mean they're not hazards or won't become one. Hazards can be blocked by other vehicles, sharp turns, even road signs.
Oh, look at that. That person's like the same.
For instance, that bus to the right might be blocking a number of pedestrians.
I see feet. Yeah.
The truck to the left is hiding an emergency vehicle.
Oh, look at that. Uh-huh. And they're on the wrong side of the street.
And small objects like motorcycles and bicycles are easily hidden. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh, now there's sirens. Yeah, they're coming through. Let them go. Alright, we have a green light. Pedestrians there. So Brady, this game, it's not even, according to the description on Xbox.
As you become more experienced, you'll get better at identifying these hidden hazards.
It is a, oh, look at that, running out in front of a bus. This is a driving tool. So, I wanted to give,
Oh,
okay. I'm not losing points for going through a yellow light. Even though that's okay. So the things they're teaching you are actually pretty good. Alright, we are free to go. Speed limit is 35 through town. That's pretty crazy too. Usually it's like 30. Alright. We got a red light.
Okay, now that you know how to search for hazards, there's a technique that'll allow you to go one step further and actually predict hazards before they occur.
Alright, I don't see anything in our way. And that part of the road is closed, so we are turning over here.
Some objects might not look like hazards, but might display clues that they're about to become one. If you look carefully, you can spot some of these clues. Look ahead to your right. Notice the SUV with its wheels turned out and brake lights on? This may be an indication that the car is about to pull out.
Yes, it is. Well, they need to pay attention. What?
You can see that there's a
no.
driver in this truck, which means the door might open at any time, just in case you want to slow down and move slightly to the left.
So, that was a load of crap. I was not heavy braking. I tapped my brake.
In some areas, you wouldn't expect to see a pedestrian, but the presence of a bus, emergency vehicle, or delivery vehicle might mean there's a pedestrian in the area and perhaps on the road.
I wonder if I'll lose
More
points for
often,
driving in the left
pedestrians are
lane.
being struck and killed because they were distracted. Right? Just like distracted drivers, pedestrians can be distracted by cell phones, texting, or reading. You should look at their behavior for clues about their awareness.
Okay. I guess we're still going straight. Make sure nobody's walking. It's about to turn. Right? Heavy braking. That was nonsense. Good driving. I got my point back at least. So let's get over in this lane. We can look in our mirror. And then... Oh, I hear sirens. Okay, we're still good.
There's another tool that's often overlooked, your hearing. You'll be surprised how much you rely on your hearing to know what's going on around you.
That sounds like a
For
fire
instance,
truck.
you can often hear a car coming up beside you before you see it, or the sound of an emergency vehicle approaching in the
Nothing around
distance.
That's awfully loud for not being anywhere near us. Oh wait, are we in a school zone? That is not heavy braking. Oh, I see. Apparently, I'm pulling the trigger a little too hard. Alright, so they want us to go straight. There are four-way stops. I'm surprised I'm not getting in trouble for heavy
Take
acceleration.
advantage of all your senses. This street, for instance, is full of hazards you may hear long before you see.
Oh, dog. Don't want to hit the dog. Motorcycle. And another thing you shouldn't do is read live chat while you were driving.
Go ahead and pull over in front of any of these houses.
Any of the houses.
Then
We're
shut
just
down
gonna
your
pull-
car.
Alright, well, we'll pull over. We don't want to block somebody's driveway. Oh, that's not a sidewalk. That is the worst sidewalk I've ever seen.
Continue using these scanning techniques throughout this course. Use both your eyes and your ears to help identify hazards.
Hey, Reese. I'm glad you got your diamond egg, too. I got mine. Another 50 points. Seeing is believing. I got a 97. Tires on the sidewalk. That was not a clear sidewalk. My twin. Alright, we got through that. Let me see here. So we're gonna go to lessons, and now what if it happens? And then, wow, there's a lot of lessons. Alright, what if it happens? Oh, we're at
So
a gas
you've
station.
learned how to identify hazards, some obvious, some not so obvious. You've even learned the first step towards anticipating hazards.
Don't
But
use
what
your cell
happens
phone
when
while
things
pumping
don't
gas.
go as planned? How can you prepare yourself for the unexpected? Well, let's get out of here and I'll show you.
Oh, okay, we just got gas. All right. Start the engine. Yeah, and always shut your engine off when you're pumping gas, too. So, I guess we're going forward.
Take a left out of this exit.
All right.
Stop here and look left before pulling out.
That was the plan until you made me
Okay,
stop.
you're clear to go because this car is turning into the gas station, right? Well, what if he
Hey,
doesn't
Tamer, how's
turn
it going?
and you decide to pull out? As I said, things don't always go as planned, and other drivers don't always make good decisions or obey traffic laws.
That is true.
Now it's
So,
safe to pull
yeah.
out.
Is it, though? Is it really? All right.
One way to prepare for the unexpected is to use a technique called what if. It means as you drive, constantly ask yourself, what if?
All right, here we go. Let's make sure. Yeah, check the what if. If they have something just like pop out of nowhere, I'm going to be really upset.
For instance,
because I
what
am
if
paying
this
attention
car on the
road.
left decides to pull out in front of us?
What car on the left? It's way back there.
What if this car decides to stop suddenly because the light turned yellow?
Well, that's a smart move, then yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Well, that's not natural lane. That usually see those yellow turning lanes in like a busy section, but not at a light. What is this car doing? Wasn't it just green? Alright, let's turn. Yeah, I'll be playing some Blood Moon Tycoon. I'll be playing some Beat Swarm Simulator next week. And I will definitely be doing some grinding. Kyle, how's it going? Welcome to Driving Essentials. Alright, well, you know what? He's just sitting there. So apparently we need to be in the other lane. So we're going to back up here. And we're going to go this way. Look at that. I've never seen a turning lane like that before. I did not run a red light. It was right here. I did not run that red light. I'm not even in the crosswalk. What is this guy doing? He's just sitting there. I do know how to drive. And, oh, there we go. We got a green arrow. I did not run
What if
any
this car
kind of red
pulls
light.
out in front
Yeah.
of you? What if the kid decides to run across the street? Stuff like this happens all the time.
And I'm sure they're going to have, like, somebody run. Yeah, right there.
Okay, here's a math quiz. If you're traveling at the posted speed limit, how close will you get to the kid before coming to a stop? The answer? You won't even have your foot on the brake when you hit him.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Well, even if you were paying full attention to the road, it takes several seconds to recognize what's going on, determine if it's a hazard,
Oh,
decide on the
wow.
appropriate response, and to move your foot from the accelerator to the brake. So, how do you give yourself more time to react?
What do we...
The obvious would be to stay alert and drive slower in busier areas. But there's another technique that can reduce your reaction time. It's called covering the brake. Here's how it works. When you approach a busy area, instead of keeping your foot over the gas, rest your foot gently on the brake pedal, but do not depress it. You're not actually slowing down, but you're ready to at any moment. This technique can give you a few moments more to react to a situation should it occur. Try it yourself. Scan for hazards and ask yourself, what if? Then cover the brake when appropriate. See how quickly you can respond to any situation.
We just ran somebody over. A kid. And we're gonna drive away? What about what about the police? We just... What? Alright, well, we ran a... And I got a point for good driving after running over a kid who was going after a soccer ball. What kind of... I can't miss this. Oh, wow. Alright, this car's pulling out of the driveway. I got it. I have never been in an accident. I have rolled a vehicle before, but I've never hit anybody else, so I guess I have been in an accident. Oh, yeah, we got this guy that got some... Are they pushing... Oh, he's on a bike. Okay, I thought they were pushing a stroller. They better not make me hit a baby. Oh, this... What is wrong with their legs? No! 5 over the speed limit. I won't get pulled over for that. Oh, there's a dog.
Okay, I think you got it. Pull over
Yeah.
by any of these houses and shut down your vehicle.
We'll make sure we don't get on the sidewalk again. Here we go. So we're stopping. Put it in park.
At first, you might have to make a conscious effort to think, what if? But as you get a little more experience, it'll happen more naturally.
Yes, 1 like equals 1 kid that didn't get hit by my car. 50 points. I did not run that red light. I want my 5 points back. I went around the car who was sitting at the red light, but I didn't cross into the crosswalk. That was not fair at all. Now we're at intersections, lesson 4. Whose turn is it anyway?
You'll have the chance to experience many types of intersections, each with their own set of rules. Let's start with the most common, the 4-way stop.
So I tried
At
to break
these
the
intersections,
rules, and
every
it forces
vehicle
you
has
to
a stop sign. The
And it
question
starts
is,
you over.
how do you
It
know
is
who
so
gets to go
frustrating.
first?
The person who gets there first. Or the person who has a right of way. So number 1 would go, number 2...
The rule is simple. The first one to arrive gets to go first, then the second, then the third. It's important then to pay attention to the order in which the vehicles arrive and come to a stop. Looks like you're number 4. Let's get back in the car.
Well, I was
When
in the
it's your
car.
turn to go, drive straight through the intersection. If you're ever unsure whose turn it is, it's safer and more courteous to let the other driver go first. Try to make eye contact with the other driver and use a hand gesture if possible. Then proceed slowly in case there was any miscommunication.
An appropriate hand gesture. Alright, so we are good to go. And we're driving. So yeah, if you go over the... Don't do it. If we go over the speed limit, it'll actually stop us and make us start over. That happened to me on the first one because
Try
trying
this
to
on your
control
own.
this with a trigger
Pay
is
attention
crazy.
to the order in which the other vehicles arrive, and proceed through the
All right, so
intersection
we're
when
number
it's your
3.
turn.
Yeah. Go ahead. Now, that, if they're going straight, they don't have to wait for the other person to get all the way through the intersection. But we are number 3, and if it tells us we're not, I'm going to be upset. Okay, good. Yes, Cyrus, I saw that. I responded to your comment earlier today. That's so awesome. You finally got it. Yeah, and
Okay,
even full
here's
speed,
another
they stop
intersection
you.
with very different rules. Notice the other vehicles don't have a stop, only you. In this
Right.
case, you have to decide when it's safe to pull out. Make sure you use your turn signal to let other drivers know where you're headed.
It's already
A
on.
very common crash occurs when you assume the vehicle in
Look at
front
that
of you
kid.
has pulled out and you are still looking to the left.
There are some bad kids in this neighborhood. Don't run out into the road. Alright, so we're clear that way. We're clear that way. The kid, if he runs back... That's the same kid we hit earlier. Oh, see, I'm reading chat and I'm driving on the shoulder here. Oh, we don't have any sound. Let's go. Oh, there we go.
Signal lights are in a way easier because you have a light that tells you when to
That was
go.
only 1 point.
At many
He spiked his
intersections,
brakes.
you can take a right when the signal light is still red. But whether the signal light is red or green, you should look both ways several times before pulling into the intersection. Remember, other drivers don't always obey traffic laws.
No, they don't. So, I'm happy we didn't hit that car. I keep saying I wish Rockstar made this game so it's more like a Grand Theft Auto game. That would have been more fun at least. I think the speed limit's 45.
It's good to leave at least one car length between you and the vehicle in front of you. That gives you room to move around the car if you have to. When the light turns green, you may be ready to take off, but it's safer to wait a few seconds before moving forward. You don't want to be the first one in the intersection if you can help it, because all it takes is for someone to try and beat the light and...
Oh, look at that.
Let's clear up this mess.
If that Corvette ran
let's
into
keep going.
that Hummer, that Corvette would have been mangled. Just so we're clear on that. And if you leave a full car length in between you and the car in front of you, then most likely someone's just going to come up and pull into it. So I'd recommend pulling up a little bit further. But don't get
Taking
right
a
on the
left
bumper.
across traffic is tricky as you're intentionally crossing in front of other vehicles. Make sure oncoming traffic is going to stop before proceeding through the intersection, even if you have a green arrow.
I have a green... See, this is the problem here. So I have a green arrow. That's not good driving. I'm in the wrong lane. I did not run a red light. It's a green arrow. That part's another glitch. So where are we going? Five o'clock in my time? Come on now.
Roundabouts are unique
there's
intersections.
the
They're
roundabout.
designed so you don't have to stop, but you do have to yield to oncoming traffic, as those vehicles already in the roundabout have the right of way. Merge in when it's safe, and look for your exit.
There we go. We're already through it by the time he told us. So 5 o'clock my time. I can't do that today, but I usually don't get home in the day until closer to like 6. So it's hard to live stream at 5. So I try to do it a little bit later in the day. Oh, I haven't had time to think of an idea yet. I gotta figure out what game I want to do it on, or if I'm just gonna make a video. Okay, good driving. I think I'm under the speed limit though.
Not all intersections have signal lights or stop signs. For instance, this highway with its on-ramps and off-ramps is just like an intersection where other vehicles will be crossing your path or pulling into your lane. Just note you may need to stop for other vehicles even if you have the right of way. So depending on where you live, railroad crossings may be rare, but you must know what to do and what not to do. The most important thing is to take warning lights seriously.
Okay, I'm going to show you what
Even
you don't
if you don't
do.
see a train, don't go around the gates or cross the tracks if the lights are flashing. Don't try to beat the train. Trains are moving way faster than they look, and they can't stop in time.
On the railroad
and when it comes to a crash between you and a train, the train always wins.
Let's go this way. So this is what... Oh no! Oh. We failed the lesson. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea, Cyrus. I can do some Ninja Warrior on Roblox. Alright, we're gonna go back to intersections. That sucks. We have to redo it now. When you're driving, don't drive into a train.
You'll have the chance to experience many types of intersections, each with their own set of rules. Let's start with the most common, the four-way stop. At these intersections, every vehicle has a stop sign. The question is, how do you know who gets to go first?
Well, we're right back into this, and now we have
The rule
to
is
wait
simple.
for
The
us,
first
because we're
one
number
to
4.
arrive gets to go first, then the second, then the third. It's important then to pay attention to the order in which the vehicles arrive and come to a stop. Looks like you're number 4. Let's get back in the car.
All right, we are in the car.
When
through
it's your
the
turn to
roof.
go, drive straight through the intersection. If you're ever unsure whose turn it is, it's safer and more courteous to let the other driver go first. Try to make eye contact with the other driver and use a hand gesture if possible. Then proceed slowly in case there was any miscommunication.
All right, and we're good to go. Miscommunication, even if I'm the last one. All right. Yeah, don't do it. And I'm not going to heavy brake this time. I'm going to slowly come.
Try this on your own. Pay attention to the order in which the other vehicles arrive, and proceed through the intersection when it's your turn.
We're number 3 again. All right, here we go. And we're going ahead. All right, I don't have time to do 3 different games today. I have to get ready to leave, so I'm just playing this for a little bit.
Okay,
And
here's
then,
another intersection with very different rules.
I will be doing another
Notice
live
the
stream
other
on Sunday, I
vehicles
think.
don't have a stop, only you. In this case, you have to decide when it's safe to pull out. Make sure you use your turn signal to let other drivers know where you're headed. A very common crash occurs when you assume the vehicle in front of you has pulled out and you are still looking to the left.
Yep, that's the kid. Alright. So we are good to go. Kid's across the street. Glad to see he's doing okay. And when it comes to donations, at least with YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers to turn on the I believe it's 1,000 subscribers. It may even be 10,000 before you can do donations. I'm not 100% certain. I have a
Signal
long way
lights
to
are
go
in a way
before
easier
that.
because you have a light
But
that
you
tells
also
you
have
when
to
to
get
go.
approved for it.
At many intersections, you can take a right when the signal light is still red. But whether the signal light is red or green, you should look both ways several times before pulling into the intersection. Remember, other drivers don't always obey traffic laws.
Alright, so we're turning right. Signals on, there's no traffic coming. We are good. I do not see a posted speed limit sign, so it's probably 45. Now we gotta watch this Corvette. I'm not heavy
It's good to
braking
leave at least
stop
one
that.
car length between you and the vehicle in front of you. That gives you room to move around the car if you have to. When the light turns green, you may be ready to take off, but it's safer to wait a few seconds before moving forward. You don't want to be the first one in the intersection if you can help it, because
I knew
all it
1,000
takes is
subscribers
for someone to try
for
and beat the light and
ads. It's not instant. You still have to get approved
Let's
by
clear
YouTube,
up
so
this
it takes
mess.
some time. And we'll
Okay,
double check,
let's keep
make sure
going.
we're not going to get hit. 55 on this road. But I'll worry about that stuff once I get to it. So, oh, yeah, we're going to heavy brake there.
Taking a
I didn't
left
see the
across
traffic.
traffic is tricky as you're intentionally crossing in front of
Oh, you know
other
what?
vehicles. Make
gonna
sure
back up a little
oncoming
bit.
traffic is going to stop before proceeding through the intersection,
behind
even
me.
if you have a green arrow.
We're backing up a little bit. I want to get fully in that lane, and I want to see if they're going to tell me that I ran a red light, even though there's a green arrow. So here we go. We're turning right. Let's get it. I did use my turn signal. I had it on. Man, that's ridiculous. You know, it feels really good to have reached 200 subscribers on the channel. I've been blown away by how quickly it happened.
Roundabouts are unique intersections.
And thank you to
They're
all of
designed
you.
so you
Again,
don't have
I
to
say
stop.
it a lot, but I truly am
you do have to
grateful.
yield to oncoming traffic, as those vehicles already in the roundabout have the right of way. Merge in when it's safe, and look for your exit.
Okay, got our exit. Alright, we are coming up here. We lost some points, which we shouldn't have. We're not going to hit the train this time because I do not want to have to do this a third time. And we're good. Got a point back for good driving. And I did not see a speed limit sign. Probably wasn't paying attention. I don't know if it's 55 or 45, but there's that train up here, so... Oh no, this is the intersection where there's no signs.
Not all intersections have signal lights or stop signs.
Bye,
For instance,
Cyrus.
this highway with its on-ramps and off-ramps is just like an intersection where other vehicles will be crossing your path or pulling into your lane. Just note you may need to stop for other vehicles even if you have the right-of-way. So depending on where you live, railroad crossings may be rare, but you must know what to do and what not to do.
Don't
The
do what I did
most
earlier.
important thing is to take warning lights seriously.
Look how fast
Even
he
if you
stopped.
don't see a train, don't go around the gates or cross the tracks if the lights are flashing. Don't try to beat the train. Trains are moving way faster than they look, and they can't stop in time. And when it comes to a crash between you and a train, the train always wins. Wait until the gates are fully up and all warning lights stop before you cross. Even then, it's good to look both ways before crossing. Don't rely solely on the signal lights. Whatever you do, don't stop on the tracks, even if a train is not
I
coming.
did not stop
If a
on
car
the
is in
tracks.
front of you, it's better to wait till he's out of the way so you don't get trapped if they suddenly stop.
What? The speed limit's at 55. It's 55. I'm not going 60. Oh my lord. No! Oh, wow. Well, that sucked. Alright. That was not how I wanted this to go. Lessons. So, can we skip ahead in lessons? We've seen that one enough. Following distance. Keep your distance, or space management. Sharing the road, weather and road conditions, distracted driving, and putting it all together. Let's see if they'll let us go to following distance. Okay, we can skip a lesson. I don't feel like making you guys watch that one all the way through again. This is a great game for achievement points, so if you worry about those. Trying to get to 100,000 Xbox achievement points. Alright, come on. Oh boy. Normally I would edit these out of any videos I uploaded.
So maintaining an adequate following distance is one of the most overlooked safe driving practices. The recommended following distance between you and the vehicle in front of you is 4 to 6 seconds, and that's in good weather. Add in wet roads, poor visibility, and other factors, and that recommended following distance can go up to 8 to 10 seconds. If that seems like a long way back, it is. Or at least it'll look like it is. Yeah, sure, you can tailgate someone, and as long as traffic keeps moving, no problem, but things can change suddenly.
Well,
As I
now that
mentioned
guy
before,
was being a
it
jerk.
takes longer to stop a vehicle than you might think. It takes approximately 1.5 seconds to recognize a hazard and begin pressing the brake. That's because in any given situation, the driver must first see the hazard, second, identify it as a risk, third, decide if braking is the correct response, and then finally move the foot from the gas to the brake. The 1.5 second response time assumes you are paying full attention to the road and not distracted, which can add several seconds to your response time. Keep this in mind, this is not how long it takes your vehicle to come to a stop, it's how long it takes before your foot touches the brake and the vehicle only begins to slow down.
Well, they didn't lose points for heavy braking.
If you don't leave enough distance, you're actually in danger of being hit twice. Whether you hit the car in front of you or not, by stopping short, you're now in danger of being hit from behind. Leaving enough space for you to slow down also leaves enough time for the vehicle behind you to stop.
Okay, the speed limit's
Okay,
65
now it's your
here.
turn. Let's get on the highway and practice maintaining a 4-second following distance.
So the speed on a ramp is never the speed on the highway. Like this right here, you're not supposed to be going 65 until... What?
This might help until you get a feel for what 4 seconds looks like.
Strangest on-ramp I've
If
ever
you find yourself too close to the vehicle in front of you, just
on.
back off slowly.
Speed limit 65 on the highway. So we're speeding up a little bit. And another thing you can do is look at the sign here and then count it as it passes. And that will tell you how far away you are. I'm not going too fast for these conditions.
Although you're doing your best to maintain a proper following distance, you won't always be able to control your distance, as other vehicles may merge in and out of your lane.
Exactly.
What's important is that you're aware of your distance, and you're continuously and safely making adjustments to your speed. What you don't want to do is make abrupt changes in speed or drive too far below the posted speed limit.
I'm not going too fast.
All right, now try it without the graphic.
Yeah,
So
please.
now, how do you know if you're maintaining a 4-second following distance? Well, one trick is to use roadside objects, such as a road sign,
There we go.
guardrail, or these
See
black
that?
and yellow markers
I
on
know
the
what
left.
I'm talking about.
So find some marker well ahead of you. When you see the vehicle in front of you pass that marker, begin counting, and continue counting until your vehicle passes the same marker. This is a good estimate of how far you are from the vehicle in front of you.
That's not heavy.
Go ahead and try it. Look at the vehicle in front of you. Wait until it passes some marker you choose. Then count 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop counting when your car passes the same marker. If you're too close, adjust your distance, choose another marker, and then count again.
I would like to know why we're going 25 miles
You
an hour
won't
on
need
the
to use
highway.
this technique all the time, just when you need to check if you're far enough back. Also, this technique can be very useful, but don't ignore the other vehicles around you.
This is crazy. Alright, we're getting in the other lane. This bus, there's not even anything in front of it. And we're getting over. Alright, we got a point back. And this guy's slowing down. People, don't drive like that on the highway. Speeding, slowing down to 30 miles an hour. And, oh, we gotta take this ramp. And you definitely don't want to be going 65 miles an hour down an off-ramp. That heavy braking warning is ridiculous. Alright, so here we go. Stopped. There's nothing coming. I have good peripheral vision. I can see to my right. Alright, we're back in town.
Maintaining a proper following distance is just as important on surface streets as it is on the highway. You may be traveling at slower speeds, but you still need to maintain enough distance, as other vehicles are stopping and turning more often. I'll turn the graphic back on.
Here we go. Oh! Oh, thank you to all the new subscribers as well. I just noticed that. I'm up to 212. I didn't see names pop up, so I'm sorry if I missed those, but perhaps the your security options are turned on, so you oh, come on with the heavy braking. Alright. We're stop. You don't stop that far back from a vehicle. Now I got a motorcycle right on bumper. I'm gonna creep up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. He's a little heavy on his throttle. Worst intros ever. I don't think I have. That is ridiculous. Alright, we're turning here. I'm surprised this motorcycle didn't try to creep around us on our right. We got a point back for good driving. We're still in the 90s. So, we're speeding up. And where do they want us to go next? I'm going through the yellow.
Go ahead and pull into any of these parking spots and shut down the car.
That is not heavy braking. I'm just pulling the trigger.
Where are you going? Just pull over here and park the car.
I did. That's what I just did. There we go. We got through this lesson. 50 points. Keeping your distance. Alright, so we just need 80% or greater. Alright. Lessons. Let's try space management.
So maintaining space around your vehicle is closely related to maintaining a proper following distance, but in this case, it means maintaining space all around your vehicle, not just in front of you. For this lesson, I'll provide a graphic that will warn you when other vehicles are nearby. Alright, start your vehicle and pull out onto the road. Make sure to check your mirrors and use your turn signal before pulling out.
Okay. Starting our engine. Put it in drive, turn signals on. Here comes a car behind us. So we're gonna pull out. They're in the other lane. We have proximity sensors on all four sides of our vehicle. And, alright, so we are good through 55 through here. Wow, okay.
In the previous lesson, you learned the importance of leaving enough space between you and the vehicle in front of you in case you have to stop suddenly. But coming to a stop may not always be the appropriate response. If the appropriate response is to steer around the vehicle, you'll need to make sure there's a safe space to move into, such as an adjacent lane. So how do you know if there's a safe space to move into? Well, the same method you use for identifying hazards, you'll also use to identify safe spaces. Use your scanning techniques, especially checking your mirrors, to identify spaces around your vehicle that are clear of traffic. Look left and right often to check if there's a car beside you, and position your vehicle so that those spaces remain clear. Don't weave in and out of traffic, just make subtle adjustments to your speed. Remember, you can't control the behavior of other drivers, but you can do your best to keep things clear around you and at least know when they're not.
Alright, and we're slowing down. There we go. Yes, life is fun. It can be difficult sometimes, but it's usually more fun than bad. I really enjoy recording videos. Alright, this guy, I'm getting into the other lane here. Oh, that motorcycle, did that motorcycle just get picked off by that truck? I have really enjoyed doing live streams. This is only my third. So, it has been great. Like, being able to interact with all of you live, it's pretty cool. But the only downside to the live stream is that, you know, I like to clean my videos up a little bit if I'm putting them on my channel. So, like, I cut out all the loading screen. I spend a lot of time editing. And what are you gonna... Look at... That guy just drove straight into that parked car. Wow. And then he disappeared. There was no accident. I'm not 5 over the speed limit. It is not 50 miles an hour. It is 55. Okay, looks like they're putting us back up on the highway.
On the highway, it's the same thing. There's no telling when you might have to change lanes quickly. so make sure you always have a clear space around you.
All right, this is a sharp little turn here. And they tell you you should be going 65. They're crazy. All right, here we go. We're getting into the lane. No, I'm not. Yeah, well, we're going to heavy brake because these people like to stop on the highway. I'd rather heavy brake than ram into somebody. Yes, live is fun. I saw when you said is life fun. I'm like, yes, life is fun. I'm not following too close. This game is ridiculous. If you go 65, they tell you that you're 5 over the speed limit. That would imply that the speed limit is 60, not 65. Alright, we're taking this exit. Hopefully I can get a point back here for driving safe, even though I should have been in that lane. And I'm going to maintain distance. We're not going to run into anybody. There we go. And stop. I did not run a stop sign. Wow. Okay. Whatever you say. I can go back and watch this video again and show that I had my turn signal on.
Okay, go ahead and pull into this gas station.
This is like getting pulled over by a cop when you didn't do anything wrong.
Shut down your vehicle when you find a good place to park.
Alright. Well, we're going to park right here. Is this okay? Or are we going to lose a point for that, too? Park. Shut the engine off. Okay. Wow. They like to take points away for no reason. Sure. And don't ever go that fast around the traffic circle. Sharing the road. How many lessons are there here? There's 10 lessons. Sharing the road. I see you sending messages, Q Killer Boy, and
so far
Kyle
you've done a good
Animations
job
is
driving
talking
with
to.
normal traffic, but let's talk about some specialty vehicles you may encounter. So there are certain types of vehicles you'll want to pay special attention to, such as bicycles, motorcycles, emergency vehicles, and buses, each with their own set of behaviors. Bicycles and motorcycles are unique vehicles. Not only are they more vulnerable in a crash, but because of their smaller size, they can be difficult to spot. A bicycle or motorcycle can readily be hidden by another car. They also more easily fit into your blind spots. And even when you can see them, it may be difficult to determine their speed or predict their actions because they're capable of different maneuvers than other vehicles.
Okay. So we're sharing the road in this lesson. And then
There are specialty vehicles, such as buses
the
and
bus is
taxis,
gonna pull
which
out
make
in front of
frequent
us.
stops and return to the road regularly.
And if he's not turning right, he turned on the wrong turn signal. Okay. I didn't see a turn signal when he pulled out in front of me, though. You know, I thought this game was going to be a little bit more fun. But I'm losing points for no reason. Not yet on this lesson, but... Alright, they're going, so obviously nothing's going to hit us. Now we got a school bus with a stop sign out, so that is a very bad thing. Do not pass a school bus while it has its stop.
There are specific laws regarding some specialty vehicles. Like with school buses, for instance, you are required to stop when its lights are flashing. and you cannot continue until the bus's stop sign is retracted and the lights are turned off. You may continue once the bus shuts off its lights, but still keep an eye out for children.
All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kyle. And I don't go, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Alright, so we're in front of a school, and I did not see a school zone speed limit, which is interesting. Any school is going to have a posted speed limit, like 20 miles an hour. I'm not 5 over the speed limit.
Even if a bus is coming the other way, you're still required to stop until its lights stop flashing.
Oh, that's a bad one. Oops. No, that one I should get in trouble for. That makes sense. Oh, I'm going to look both ways, too. Look at that. Are you going to tell me I ran that one? Usually they have us park and then we're done with the lesson. Oh, we got a mail truck.
Postal vehicles have a special purpose that requires them to make frequent stops and drive outside the flow of traffic. In addition, postal workers often have to exit their vehicle, so when approaching a postal vehicle, keep an eye out for the driver as well as the movement of the vehicle. Give them plenty of room by slowing down and moving over as far as possible.
Okay, we're slowing down. We're going to go around them. We're probably going to get in trouble for it. Oh, they're not going to have a stop. We still have to drive. Okay. Oh, we got a point back. That's good. Alright, stop. You know what? Maybe I'm not pulling up far enough. That's why they're saying I'm running the stop sign. Okay.
Always keep an ear out for sirens. You'll most likely hear an emergency vehicle long before you see it. There are specific laws regarding emergency vehicles. You're required to pull over as far as possible, even if the emergency vehicle is traveling in the opposite direction. If the emergency vehicle is coming up from behind you, don't panic. Simply find a safe place to pull over as quickly as possible, and keep in mind, other vehicles will be trying to do the same thing.
Alright, what's this guy doing? Why are we stopped on an on-ramp? Are you kidding me? We were stopped. It's not a blind spot when I'm stopped. And a lot of people get really close to the semi so they can draft. Saves gas.
Trucks offer a special challenge. They're big, so they're easy to spot, but in turn, their size makes it difficult for them to see you. Trucks have blind spots, some of which are large enough to completely hide your vehicle from the driver's view. Take a look at the graphic. These blind spots are often referred to as no zones because they're areas you want to avoid. There are times, of course, when you need to enter a no zone in order to pass. When you do, spend as little time there as possible. Try passing these trucks. Pass through the no zone quickly, but without speeding.
But they also have mirrors that allow them to see down the length of their truck. So that's a little weird. Okay, so we got a cop there who should be pulling that person over for brake checking him. And now he's speeding up. I am... Okay, that was kind of too close. But I wanted to make sure that I had enough room to get in front of that other car on my left. Exit there? What? Alright, well, so much for passing the truck. Oh, come on. go. And we're stopping. Nothing is coming. We gotta look that way too. Okay. All right. So I would not waste my money on this game if I were you. Just watch someone play it. Watch this video when you're ready to learn how to drive. Listen to the instructions. Do not spend $40. And I am so
Especially
happy
in cities, you'll
that I
often
waited.
find delivery trucks double parked. There are no special rules regarding delivery trucks, but be aware of pedestrians walking around them and check your mirrors before changing lanes.
And also, it looks like in cities you have to worry about vehicles just disappearing while they're driving next to you. I am about, what is it, about 4.5 hours away from New York City.
All right, pull over here and shut down your vehicle.
Oh,
Pull over as soon as you can.
yeah, I'll pull over up here. Signal's on.
Remember to follow the specific laws regarding emergency vehicles and school buses. For all other special vehicles, be aware of the way they move and the best way to act around them.
Okay, they just had to stop right in the middle of the road. We didn't get an achievement for that. What was that? Well, that wasn't right. Huh. Weather and road conditions, distracted driving, and putting it all together. So let's see what they have us do for weather. And apparently you're supposed to drive 40 in a 65 when it's raining, which is ridiculous. Being next to a beach isn't a problem.
Okay, so far we've had good weather, but it won't always be like that. Depending on where you live, you may experience a variety of weather and road conditions. Let's head out of this parking lot and I'll share some tips on what to do when you experience different weather conditions.
Okay, buckle up, start the engine, put it in drive. Okay, we're slowing down, look both ways.
Probably the most common weather you'll run into is rain.
Out of nowhere.
Everything from a light rain to a heavy downpour. Alright, so the first thing you want to do when it starts to rain is put on your wipers. But you'll also want to turn on your headlights for better visibility, even if it's still daylight. Like a lot of new cars, this one has daytime running lights and auto-sensing wipers, so they'll come on automatically. If your own car doesn't, you'll have to turn them on yourself as soon as you see it start to rain. Rain not only makes it harder to see, but also affects the traction of your tires. This means you won't be able to stop, right, or make turns as quickly. When it rains, slow down and give yourself a little space around your vehicle.
They make tires that are pretty good in the rain, though. I don't see a turn symbol. Oh, stop. That was my fault. I didn't look at the left. What is going on with this road?
Even after it stops raining, there's still water on the road, sometimes a lot, which means you can still hydroplane. Hydroplaning is when water gets under your tires and actually lifts your vehicle off the road. Your tires are no longer touching the ground, so you can't steer at all, which, trust me, is a bad thing.
Yeah.
If you find yourself hydroplaning, don't panic and don't hit the brakes. Simply ease off the accelerator and keep your car pointed in a safe direction. As you start to slow, the car will return to the road surface and you'll regain control. The lesson is, if the road is wet, slow down. The faster you go, the more likely you'll hydroplane.
Okay.
Another common weather hazard is fog. Fog can severely limit your visibility, or when it's really foggy, can completely blind you. As soon as you see fog, turn on your headlights. This will not only help you see, but will also help others see you. Many cars come with fog lights, which you should also turn on. So what about your high beams? It seems like they would light up the road even more.
Oh, they
But
don't?
strangely enough, the opposite is true. High beams reflect off of the fog and actually make it more difficult to see. Another trick is to follow the white lines on the side of the road as well as the lights of the vehicle ahead to help guide you. Keep an eye out for brake lights, because sometimes drivers panic when they can't see and stop abruptly.
Oh, now we're in the snow. This is a crazy area to live in right here. And I am on the Xbox One X. That was not heavy braking, just stop. And if you want, you can send a friend. That was not too fast for the turn.
Obviously,
Too
snow
fast
and
for the
ice
turn, I
are
would've
very
spun out.
slippery. You'll have to be careful when braking, but also when accelerating. Do either of those too fast and you can find yourself off the road. Slow down well before any corners. Better to hit the brakes
Whoa,
while
look
you're
at that.
still
The road-
traveling straight
What was
than
that?
when you're in a turn. If you do find yourself in a skid, keep the wheel pointed in the direction you want to go and stay off the accelerator. If you have ABS brakes, it's okay to use them, but if you don't, brake gently enough to avoid skidding.
No road does that. At least no good
So
road.
anytime the temperature
turn right
reaches
into a
near freezing, there's the
tiny
potential for black ice. What makes it so
yeah.
dangerous is black ice is practically invisible as it takes on the color of the road surface. If you can't see it, you at least have to anticipate it. Black ice is more common on bridges, highway underpasses, or shaded areas. If the surface of the road was wet before the temperature dropped below freezing, then there's
Look at that.
cross here onto the dirt road. Like
No
snow and
snow
rain,
anymore.
dirt and loose gravel can diminish the traction of your tires. This will make it more difficult to maintain control of your vehicle and will increase the chances that your vehicle could skid off the road. If your vehicle happens to have four-wheel drive, it will help, but it can't fully make up for the lack of traction. Because your tires don't have the same grip as they do on the pavement, it will take longer to stop. So you'll need to drive slower and avoid harsh braking or acceleration. You want to stay near the center of the road, as loose gravel tends to gather on the edges. If you're following another vehicle, stay back. On dirt roads, other vehicles will kick up dust that may impair your vision, or rocks that can damage your windshield.
So,
Continue practicing these techniques until you reach the end of the road. You can get more practice by selecting the off-road section of the free drive lesson.
you can send me a friend request on the Xbox. My name on Xbox is just Ejected. But I found this a while back in the store. It's not a brand
Stop
new game,
here
but it's
and
fairly
shut
new.
down your car. As you can see, there's a wide range of weather and road conditions. What most of them have in common is reduced visibility and reduced traction. Your goal is to maintain control of your vehicle at all times by slowing down to an appropriate speed and avoid making any aggressive moves.
Alright, so we got through that one. Oh, there's our achievement, okay. 80% or greater. And what do we have here? Distracted driving.
All right, if there's one thing that will ruin everything you've learned, it's driving distracted. It doesn't matter how safe a driver you are. If you're not paying attention to the road, you might as well be driving blind. Let's take a drive, and I'll show you.
Okay, buckle in, starting. Turn signal is on, and we are looking both ways and pulling out. After we put it in drive.
Look, it's easy to become distracted while driving. There's this expectation that you'll respond immediately to any incoming text or call, even if you're driving. But you have to learn to resist that urge because the consequences are too great.
Yes.
So why is driving distracted so dangerous? Well, when responding to a text, you may not think you look away that long, but a few seconds is a long time when driving. Lots of things can and do change. And if something does happen when you're not looking, you won't even see it coming.
Okay, yeah, don't text and drive. Not a good idea.
You want to know what it's like to try to drive while looking away? Let me show you.
Are they going to have us look down? Okay, yeah. Just reached level 7. Yep, I can still see the road, though. I don't know what their problem is. Have you been playing? Of course.
Unnerving, huh?
No.
Even when you do look back at the road,
well.
it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust and figure out what's been going on.
Look at that. Oh no, wait a minute. Yes, we are too close now because I think we're going to be stuck behind this guy. Maybe they'll go when the light changes. I hope so. There they go. Okay, so they're turning there. We're kind of stuck. Unfortunately, we're... Let's see if we can get this arrow to turn. There we go. So the arrow, and I think that's why it's telling us that we ran the red light. No, it didn't do it that time.
So for demonstration purposes, I'll allow you to become distracted by using the phone to play a game.
Oh, good.
Oh, and by the way, never try this in a real vehicle.
Oh, what is this? Oh, we get to press A to play. And then... Oh, okay. Oh, so we have to cross... Okay. We gotta turn... Yeah, look at that, see? Alright, oh, this is actually... This part just got fun. Oh, I just... Yeah, don't do this. Okay. And this is a fun game, though. Roger Dodger. Alright, we come to a stop sign. And we're stopping. And so this, we can't, it's not allowing us to look both ways, so that's not really fair. Well, while we're at the stop sign. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, we're playing again. This just got fun. That was fast. There we go. This is like the old game Frogger on the Atari. Oh, get back. Okay. The car behind us would be so mad. Oh, he just disappeared. He was so mad that he just disappeared. Okay, so waiting for that one. There we go. We made it across. Now we can go. Alright. So we got through that. That level. Our score's 290. Oh, look at that. We still caught it, though. Okay, so let me turn my turn signal on. So that's
Notice how difficult it is to practice the safe driving techniques you just learned when distracted.
Well, when they won't let me look around, absolutely. I didn't run the stop sign, I was stopped. Maybe they wanted me to play the game at the stop sign. Alright, so we're on the straightaway, we're gonna go like this. Oh! No, that's not fair. Alright, so we're still playing here. We can do this. Oh, I hit up on the right stick though. That was my controller's fault.
You don't think about the consequences of distracted driving until something happens.
And that one...
Can I see your driver's license?
They did that on purpose.
Great. Do we have a pulse on page 110? Do we have an airway?
No airway.
But if your distracted driving leads to a crash, the cost may be far worse than you think. Even small car repairs can cost a ton. On top of that, you'll likely pay hundreds more in insurance. And then there's the ticket. And traffic school, ugh. You might even have your license taken away, which makes it a little harder to get to school and work. Things get really serious if you hurt someone as a result of your decision.
You have been convicted of the crime of reckless driving causing injury. This is the time and the place for judgment and sentence.
Luckily, distracted driving is a choice. Your choice.
So there was a collision, and we lost that. Okay, well, we get to play the game again. No, I can't make a joke during that, though. That is serious. But they did that on purpose just to make us hit something. because they wanted us to see that video. So now we got to go back through here. But it's not right though, because they don't allow us to look around while the phone's up, and that's not fair.
All right, if there's one thing that will ruin everything you've learned, it's driving distracted. It doesn't matter how safe a driver you are. If you're not paying attention to the road, you might as well be driving blind. Let's take a drive, and I'll show you.
Okay, buckle, car's on, we're in drive, turn signal, there is nothing coming.
Look, it's easy to become distracted while driving. There's this expectation that you'll respond immediately to any incoming text or call, even if you're driving. But you have to learn to resist that urge because the consequences are too great. So why is driving distracted so dangerous? Well, when responding to a text, you may not think you look away that long, but a few seconds is a long time when driving. Lots of things can and do change. And if something does happen when you're not looking, you won't even see it coming.
Okay. Let's get through the light here. Oh yeah, we didn't look through both ways. We didn't look both ways, but...
You want to know what it's like to try to drive while looking away? Let me show you.
Yeah. Well, that's not
unnerving,
fair because,
huh?
again, they don't
Even when
us.
you do look back at the road, it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust and figure out what's been
We're
going on.
Get in the right lane. And we have a green arrow. We're gonna look.
So for demonstration purposes, I'll allow you to become distracted by using the phone to play a game. Oh, and by the way, never try this in a real vehicle.
Alright. So, obviously we're not going to be playing while we're... Oh, see... We're not going to be playing while we're taking a turn. That's just crazy. Got some construction over here. I wonder if they make me drive until I get like a certain score. That'd be too funny. And we're slowing down. So... No. I had enough. Okay, we made it through that section of the highway. And we're coming up to our stop sign. Okay. Oh, I didn't look. Oh, they give us. I did. Oh, that's right, because we can't look both ways. I tried. Yeah, we got a car pulling out.
Notice how difficult it is to practice the safe driving techniques you just learned when distracted.
I'm still getting good driving points. I didn't run that. Okay, good. They didn't tell me I ran the stop sign, so that's good. Oh! Alright. Well, that sucked. We were all the way across. And there's the person on the bike. They're brake checking us. No, that was sucking. Got a 550 points though. Like, we should have the option to be responsible and put our phone away. Okay, so we're going on the highway now. And we got a bus. Alright. Made it through that one. Take advantage of the slow bus to get us across that 4-lane highway. Alright, let them go. We're getting over. Oh. Okay, we got over a little bit for the police officer. We're not gonna crash this time. Alright. So we can get over here. Come to a stop. Signal is on. Alright.
I'm sure you've noticed a lot of people looking at their phones while they're walking, or even some of those videos of people running into walls, falling down, or nearly being hit by a car because they weren't looking. The videos are funny, but also scary for them and for you. Because as a driver, of course, the last thing you want to do is hit a pedestrian, even if it's
Oh,
not
that
your
bus is
fault.
coming out.
You can't control their actions, but you can control your own. I know it's tempting, but you must resist the urge to respond to incoming calls and texts. The conversation can wait. And if it can't, get off the road and find a safer place to have the conversation. Pull over here and shut down your car.
It's okay to have a conversation if you're using a hands-free setup. Hey, welcome back. You missed me being able to play a little game on my phone while I was driving. I'm gonna have to end this live stream soon though, because I do have to get moving. Okay. Lessons. And we have putting it all together. Lesson 10.
Well, this is it. Time for the final drive. There's no new lesson material, just a chance for you to demonstrate all that you've learned. Here's the challenge. There are waypoints throughout the world. Find and enter each one. There's no time limit and no extra points for doing it quickly, but you will be scored as you were in other lessons, and the lesson will end when you've reached the last waypoint. Hey, good luck.
Alright. I don't know why these people are stopped behind me. Alright, here we go. So, we got one checkpoint. Speed limit is 35. Oh, that was loud. And checkpoints are going to be far apart. Oh, look at that. Spike in their brakes. They don't even have a license plate on their vehicle. That is illegal. Alright, so we are clear to go. And... okay. Wow, I don't even see the next checkpoint. Right. Okay, I'm maintaining under the speed limit because they don't like it when we go 35. Oh, checkpoint. There's a checkpoint over there. I want to go get it. I hope this isn't like a free roam where I just have to find them. Oh, it is. They're not like giving me arrows to turn. I have to like drive through and find all of these. Okay. Well, I guess we're turning. Well, that got interesting. Looks like a scavenger hunt. Did not wait 3 seconds. Stop. Okay, so here's a checkpoint. Got one off to our right. I never came... oh yeah, that part, okay, I didn't use my turn signal, but you don't have to come to a complete stop when the light turned green before I got to the stop line. Okay. Oh no, we want to go back, fine. So we're going to... actually, no, we'll go straight. This one up here that we're getting closer to. Okay. But there's nothing coming. You don't have to wait 3 seconds. That is just silly. Oh, that one's turning. Now we're getting every red light in this town. It's like driving in real life. Oh, stop with the 3 seconds. Okay, they're doing this on purpose. Oh wait, we actually have one straight in front of us, it looks like. We need 4 points back. I didn't... no. Why did I get a point for that? That was a good turn. Okay, we're going to drive straight ahead and get this one. I can't believe they don't give us, or they don't take away points when we... Is that a prison over there? I'm surprised they don't take away points when we accelerate too fast. Coming into the traffic circle, we gotta go straight through. Right up here. Alright, looks like we've got 2 points back. Nothing's there, nothing's there. There we go. Okay. I am not. Oh man, that sucks. Alright, we have to go find these other checkpoints without going over the speed limit. I was hoping to get... I only needed 2 points at that time, now I need 5 points. Should be okay here. The light was yellow. All right, watch out for this motorcycle. Oh, that's no! Oh, no, no. Oh, I butchered this one. Every time I get a point, I end up losing more. I need to be careful with this right trigger. Alright, we're going to take a right-hand turn. Oh, cool. I will make sure to accept that. And we gotta make a left turn here. Alright, we got a point for good driving. We need 12 more points for good driving. Alright, we are coming up to this one. Nothing to the right of us. Light's about to change. Okay, I don't see anything. Alright, we got that. Come on, give us a point. There we go. Straight ahead here. What's going on? Okay, there we go. We managed to get 1 point back. This traffic is moving really slow. Alright, we got another point here. Back up to 70. We gotta get ourselves back to 80. Just so we get that achievement. Oh, sorry, Kyle. I thought you heard me before. I have the Xbox One X. Okay, we're good there. We're good there. And come down here. And then turn. That side. Alright. Okay. Man, they are stingy with the bonus points. Wow, I'm surprised they don't have it on the 1S. That is crazy. You looked up driving essentials in the store? Alright, we got a point for good driving there. We need 9 more points before we get this last checkpoint. We have this one, and then there's one more, and I don't think we're going to get 9 points in between here and there. Unless they give us 1 point every time we let this guy go forward before we start moving. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Okay, so up here we're going to have to take a turn. We are back into the 70s at least. So it's a good idea, always a good idea to check your fuel as well. You don't run out of gas while you're driving. Gonna turn there. Oh, we did get a point back. You know what? Actually, we're gonna follow this guy because we get some points. Stop, leave a little distance. The car behind us is not leaving distance. Alright, we need another point. We're not going to get it, are we? That is too bad. Oh yeah, we did get one. Alright. Back up to 73. this traffic go by. Hopefully they give us a point for being. So, oh wow, and the light turned already. That is insane. And we have 3 more vehicles so far that we're going to have to wait for. 4. Alright, we got a point for good driving, so that's good at least. So we're going to go. Six more points. Gotta get 6 more points. Alright. We're there. Look again. I'll go. If only I didn't hammer down on that right trigger earlier. I guess it just gives us points over time. Let's take a turn here. See if we get points quicker if we make good turns. Third. Okay, gonna let it go through. Oh, wow, okay, never mind. We're just gonna go to the checkpoint because they're making stuff up now. Turn signal is clearly on. Oh, they didn't talk about how you can turn right on red either. I'm gonna try it since we're already losing points. So there's nothing coming. Turning right. Nope, we did not run a red light. You can turn right on red. So, this game is a little glitchy in spots. They can have all my points at this point. I just don't want to have to redo this. And they didn't take anything away for not looking both directions. I'm surprised. Alright, here we go. And we're gonna look. There we go. We're done. Alright, so those are all the lessons. I am going to end the live stream. Thank you all for watching so much. It's been fun. I thought this game was going to be more fun than it was. It literally is a driving education game. They don't give you any leeway when it comes to breaking the rules, and the biggest problem I have is they take points away even when you do things right. So that part it needs some work, but I guess it would be fun, like, is a way to, learn some of the rules of the road, but the best way to learn is just get out there and drive. So, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, appreciate all of you taking the time, and I hope you have a great weekend. Happy Easter, and I will talk to you later.